Tax inflation adjustments for 2022. Hey, everyone, here are some tax information from Ryan Choice CPA. There were tax inflation adjustments for tax year 2022 from IRS recently. Here are some highlights for you. This will provide you some information you need before filing your tax. The standard deduction is a certain amount of money that you can subtract from your income before you pay taxes. The amount of the standard deduction depends on your filing status, which can be single, married filing jointly, or head of household. For tax year 2022, the standard deduction for married couples filing jointly is $25,900, which is $800 more than the previous year. For single taxpayers and married individuals filing separately, the standard deduction is $12,950, which is $400 more than the previous year. For heads of households, the standard deduction is $19,400, which is $600 more than the previous year. Marginal rates are the tax rates that you pay on different amounts of your income. For tax year 2022, the top tax rate is 37% for individual single taxpayers with incomes greater than $539,900, $647,850 for married couples filing jointly. There are also other tax rates for different income ranges. The lowest tax rate is 10% for individual taxpayers with incomes of $10,275 or less, $20,550 for married couples filing jointly. Itemized deductions are certain expenses that you can subtract from your income before you pay taxes. For tax years 2022, 2021, 2020, 2019, and 2018, there is no limitation on itemized deductions. This means that you can subtract all of your eligible expenses from your income. The alternative minimum tax, AMT, is a separate tax system that has different rules for calculating your taxes. The AMT exemption amount is the amount of money that you can subtract from your income before you pay the AMT. For tax year 2022, the AMT exemption amount is $75,900 and begins to phase out at $539,900, $118,100 for married couples filing jointly. The Earned Income Tax Credit, 8, is a credit that you can get on your taxes if you have low or moderate income and meet certain other requirements. The maximum AIC amount for tax year 2022 is $6,935 for taxpayers with 3 or more qualifying children. There are different maximum AIC amounts for other categories of taxpayers. The Qualified Transportation Fringe Benefit is a type of benefit that your employer can give you for your transportation expenses, like bus or train fares. The monthly limitation for the Qualified Transportation Fringe Benefit is the maximum amount that your employer can give you each month without you having to pay taxes on it. For tax year 2022, the monthly limitation for the Qualified Transportation Fringe Benefit is $280. A flexible spending arrangement is a type of benefit that your employer can give you to pay for certain expenses, like medical expenses. For taxable years beginning in 2022, the dollar limitation for employee salary reductions for contributions to health flexible spending arrangements is $2,850. Now, let's talk about medical savings accounts. If you have one of these and only cover yourself, the plan must have a yearly deductible of at least $2,450 for tax year 2022. That's an increase of $50 from the previous year. The deductible can't be more than $14,700, which is an increase of $100 from the previous year. If you only cover yourself, the most you'll have to pay out of pocket for expenses is $4,950, which is an increase of $150 from the previous year. Now, let's say you have a family and you have a medical savings account. In that case, the yearly deductible for tax year 2022 must be at least $4,950, which is an increase from $4,800 in the previous year. However, the deductible can't be more than $7,400, which is an increase of $250 from the previous year. The most you'll have to pay out of pocket for expenses if you have a family is $9,050 for tax year 2022, which is an increase of $300 from the previous year. There's also something called the Lifetime Learning Credit that helps with the cost of education. For tax year 2022, if you file taxes jointly with someone else, you'll need to have a certain amount of money or less to be able to get the credit. That amount is $80,000 for tax year 2022 and it's not going to change. If you earn money from a job outside the United States, you might be able to exclude some of that income from your taxes. For tax year 2022, the most you can exclude is $112,000, which is an increase from $108,700 in the previous year. When someone dies, their estate might have to pay taxes on their remaining assets. For estates of people who die in 2022, the basic exclusion amount, or the amount that isn't taxed, is $12,060,000. That's an increase from $11,700,000 for estates of people who died in 2021. There's also something called an annual exclusion for gifts. This means that you can give a certain amount of money or gifts to someone each year without having to pay taxes on it. For 2022, the annual exclusion is $16,000, which is an increase from $15,000 in 2021. Also, if you adopt a child, you might be able to get a credit to help with the costs. For tax year 2022, the most you can get for the credit is the amount of qualified adoption expenses up to $14,890. That's an increase from $14,440 in 2021. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any other questions. Tax tips are from Ryan Choi CPA. Should you have any questions, you may email me at cpachoi@gmail.com.